Definitely.
Let's see.
You're trying a lot, so yeah.
Alright.
8 minutes until showtime.
8 minutes.
There we are. Alright. Yeah. That was me turning it. We're live.
Oh.
Alright.
When I come trick or treat your house, you can just give me cookies. Don't worry about the candy. You give me cookies.
Yeah, we might get in trouble with Lightwork's live feed with this one. I don't care.
Who cares? They can watch it if they want.
We just sent that on there. Oops.
I'm playing with Jeb. It's not hitting me.
7 minutes until showtime.
7 minutes.
Okay, I gotta share it. I'm sharing it to your page right off the bat. First time live. Go.
Like a fax porno advertising.
Yep, I did that.
Oh, here we go. I hope that definitely gets up on board today. Alright.
Yeah, it would be good to
What the fuck is going on?
Alright, why not? I'm gonna share this on Marcy's page too. So what happens. No, I want
6 minutes until showtime.
Oh my god. Here.
Yeah, it's coming, it's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, talk.
Yeah, it is.
The energy's on fire tonight.
You don't want to miss tonight's show.
Not at all. You will miss a grand.
Join us. I don't want anybody to see us yet. I could share in Messenger too, right?
Yeah.
Let's try and see what she's doing. There she is.
5 minutes until showtime.
Share it right to her.
Come on, you post. Let me post.
Yep. Let me get the buttons off my keyboard.
That's it.
Drums.
It took me out, bounced me out.
How?
I don't know. I was trying to share.
Alright. 4 minutes and then you get to see. Alright. 4 minutes.
30 minutes and come day.
Hold on. God.
4 minutes until showtime.
Who? I don't know.
Who's that?
Oh, she typed something nice. Okay.
Who did?
Yeah, the church lady.
Okay.
She's a very strange woman. She's great though.
Okay.
One of the greatest friends. She's a very different human being. I can only imagine what she didn't believe in what she believes in. For real. I can picture her as a wild child. It is wild, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I had to.
You shared it to Marcy already too?
Yeah. I did. Should I share it to her international page?
Mm-hmm. Share it.
3 minutes until showtime.
I'm just sending invites out here. Oh my god. Alright,
Invitations.
sending one to Mark Jesus too. Okay, let's see. There we go. Hello, you'll be able to see us soon.
All my colored peppers and limes are not room today.
Ah.
Thank you for joining us,
Thank
Alma.
you for joining us. You'll be able to see us soon. We have something special planned for Halloween night.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely special.
2 minutes
Ooh,
until
2
showtime.
minutes. And then you get to see what we're up
So
to.
excited. It's gonna be phenomenal. They don't want to miss it. They can't miss this.
No,
Thank you,
can't miss
Cheryl,
this.
for joining us as well. More and more victims for tonight. I am allowed to run amok. Amok from that movie.
Yeah, I know. I started it.
Yeah, I love it.
Just so you know, I started it. This was all my fault tonight.
It's a brilliant idea. Share brilliance. Should I share this to New Bedford Slumlords?
New Bedford, what?
Slumlords group.
Literally?
Yeah,
There's a group called that?
yeah.
Son of a gun.
There is.
Who's on there?
I don't know.
Hey, that's curious.
I'll have to
Okay,
look it up.
we can't do it right now.
No.
Alright.
But yes, I'm gonna send it to them. So I think tonight, they, they usually
1
be the one that-
minute
One
until
minute.
showtime.
Yes.
Get on your thing live. Click on this so you can see. How do you do that?
Go.
Okay. You ready? Okay, should we have the title before we start?
Yeah.
Ready? Okay, transition. Get ready for the show.
Okay. We're gonna do it with the music.
No, let it after the music.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Susan Swanbeck, CEO of the ATU Network. This work is protected by Creative Commons license.
For the next 2 fun-filled hours, get ready to learn something new, be inspired, enlightened, spooked, helped, laugh, cry, and be awakened. And now, your hosts of Awakening the Unknown. You never know what these two will be up to next. So please welcome Susan Swanbeck and Michelle Sullivan.
Tonight's episode of Awakening the Unknown. Awakening the Unknown brings you tonight. They whispered about stories. Those stories that are whispered around campfires and passed down from generation to generation. My familiar herself sparks fear in the hearts, in the minds of children and adults alike. She's a black cat. This subjects may take many shapes, though, and be they bloodthirsty creatures of the night, vengeance-seeking ghouls, sinister vortices, and each time they are told, the terror spreads. So join us, Awakening the Unknown.
Oh my god. All we see was your lips. That was hilarious. Happy Halloween, everybody! How you doing?
I hope you guys like my little intro, my little
Yeah, we were just being a bit silly. Silly Willy is what we are. So how's everybody doing tonight? I seem to make my pages a bit frozen. So
Oh my
how are you
goodness.
doing? Oh, you can see I
They're
can't.
doing great over here. I can't
Awesome.
wait. Tonight is going to be the night you're going to want to call in and dial. Get ready. Just don't even ask no question now. Just start dialing. 563-999-3002 because I compel you to. Because you're going to want to get in line for the calls for tonight. Because we might draw stories out of you. We may draw your innerest, darkest secrets, or we will make a spell to help correct your life. Maybe love. Maybe hatred and vengeance. The darkness. Full moon's light. Maybe you need a reading so I can see if your death becomes of us. Okay, I'm getting too dark in here.
And let's turn the light on. I'm dying.
I'm getting too deep in here already. I'm just like,
You're like, oh my god, what kind of show is this? Nobody can see anything. All right, turn the light on. Woo!
and voila.
Now you get to see what we really look like. Oh my god, we're gonna have some awesome fun tonight.
Yes,
you know?
we are.
We're gonna start
blast.
before we actually get into any urban legends and anything else. I want to start with true stories.
True stories. Those are the ones that creep me out the best.
Okay, who goes
Yes.
first? Me go first.
You go first.
All right. Well, I grew up, Wilbus Point, in Fairhaven, Massachusetts, private beach, of course. So we had a private beach. So we decided one day to do the seance type thing because that's what we were doing.
Right,
We were doing
right,
the
right.
seance, okay.
Right.
So of course my brother's like, oh, she can read the seance. She's a real witch. And my brother meant it meanly.
Oh.
It's okay. You want me to? I'm fine. No problem. I'll read. So we all sit there and we held hands. Now what's going on with the computer? So
The energy is wild tonight.
we all sit there and well, hello from Mass. We all sit there and we were holding hands and we had the fire going. And of course we were like elementary school, about 2nd, 3rd grade. Literally, it was nighttime. We had a bonfire on the private beach with all the neighborhood kids.
Oh my goodness.
So we were sitting there calling. Now, of course,
Right. You didn't know what you were doing, but you did it.
yeah, I did it. I don't know what I did. So I literally called on the energy of the sailors that passed before.
Ooh, at the edge of the waters. of
Yes,
Many
on the
depths.
edge of the waters. Now it was a calm night.
Ooh, is it a full moon like tonight?
Yes, but the water started turning.
Turning how?
It was turning like
Like
this.
churning back and forth like a motor and a
Yes.
paddle was making the water go with the paddle
Yes.
wheels.
So literally we're sitting around and I'm calling them and and all of a sudden somebody feels
Oh.
and they go ah! They take off running. Actually that was my dad. I had planned that. So
Yeah.
that's a Halloween prank, but you know,
That's a
not
good
a true
one,
story. But I'll tell you a true story.
I got one.
Go ahead, then I'll tell one.
Okay, you want
Okay.
to tell yours first?
No, that's okay. I'm going to talk about Mrs. O'Leary.
Oh, I'm going to talk about Mrs. No later, but I have one. Okay, I was about that age.
Okay.
I'm talking
right.
talking maybe early junior high school age, okay?
Uh-huh.
And I decided I was going to make myself a cardboard Ouija board.
Oh, jeez.
Okay? For whatever reason, I decided to make this Ouija board. And I got a little shock. I don't know how, but I found little glasses and I literally had it all set up. Like a real Ouija board, and I had the little planchette and everything.
Yeah, the little shot glasses that your parents have, right?
Well, you know, Puerto Rican people have very strange crystal stuff. So I think I gave you the cover of some kind of weird little special little fancy cup and used it as it was like the perfect planchette because you could put your fingers on the edge of it.
Okay.
And it had a little thing in the middle.
So, did you do this alone?
Originally,
okay.
Originally, I had done it alone, because it was like, I wanted to make sure, like, this like, worked, right? I had my friends coming over the weekend. The weekend was Halloween. We had all kinds of Halloween things, like, planned. So, now, my grandmother's yard, as you know, it's a grapevine.
Yes, a very large one, very nice.
Big one.
Right.
So I decided I'm going to set up the table with the Ouija board as the center, with the candles, with the whole 9 yards, right? For our dun dun dun. After we went trick or treating and got all our candy, right? So now we're all hit for sugar.
Yeah. Okay.
So now it's like, who's chicken? Who's going to do it, right?
Okay.
So I get right on it. I'm going to go do it. Okay, I'm going to do it. And so, like, slowly the other girls kind of, like, come and they put their fingers on and do it. And it starts going, right?
Okay.
And it's doing that figure 8 thing, like, really, really, like, fast, right? And it's not, and so I said, so you guys don't think it's me? I said, ask it a question. So the girls start asking questions about it. Asking questions. It was supposedly a demon called Zaz.
Oh, jeez.
Okay? It kept spelling its name Zaz. Z-A-Z. But it was talking to us. It was communicating with us. It was literally frightening us. It was telling us, I am right here with you girls. I'm going to kill you tonight. Like, it was like completely demonic, evil. We had no idea what we were doing.
Newbies with a Ouija board.
Yeah. Cardboard Ouija board at that. Like the back of a cardboard.
Gotta put it back on cardboard.
My mom will probably still remember that. Literally, I made it out of a cardboard.
So what happened?
So my bright idea is, I says, well, we gotta drown this. We have to drown this.
Okay, you're gonna drown cardboard.
I drowned, so we went to the beach. Now this is a group of about like maybe 6 or 8 of like junior high school girls.
Okay.
Now we all think we're cool because we're dressed like witches and coven things, and we're all woo-hoo, prancing around the yard thinking we're having a grand old time, right? And we're doing this whole thing thinking, oh, we're finally old enough to do like our own Halloween thing, you know? So we're big deals, you know? So we all walk down, luckily we live near the beach, we all walk down to the beach with this board. Literally, like in ritual, like we carrying the board.
Okay.
So we go to the water, and it's dark at night, right? So back then we didn't have cell phones or nothing, right? So
nobody did,
No. So my friend, the only thing she had was a matchbook, so she kept...
The matchbook wasn't working, right? No,
eventually we ran out of light, but we got it in... My thought was put it in the water, in the ocean, the salt water. So I put it in the water, in the salt water, and literally we stood there in the dark until we thought it was literally like drowned and taken out and gone. We thought, oh yeah, finally got rid of the demons.
And?
Yeah. No, we didn't.
No,
we didn't. We didn't. That was a Halloween brought on demonic spirit that stayed there. I can't tell you for how many years. To the point when we all reunited, most of the girls in high school, maybe sophomore year, the Ouija board somehow surfaced. We decided, let's do another Ouija board, but this was Milton Bradley Ouija board.
Oh, Jesus.
And you know what came through was the spirit of the demons yet again, and nothing else. This time we knew better. Like, I knew better.
Wow.
You know?
Seeing we're on Ouija boards,
right?
I'm going to skip from when I grew up to when I had my own place. Okay, now.
Hello, Ed.
I have my own apartment now. A Ouija board is something that we have used before.
Of course, but you need to know how to use it.
But when I go to work, my sister's staying over with her friend. Guess what they had out?
Gotta play with the Ouija board. Gotta. I mean, it's like...
Actually, they had my spirit board out.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
They were playing. The moment I walked through the door, they say, oh, who just walked through the door? It spells out witch.
Yeah.
Okay. Witch.
How dare that?
Yeah. Witch. Witch is what it always said. Witch every time I walk through the door. Witch.
That's right. Fear the witch.
So I said, guys, did you ask if this was a demonic presence or not?
No. We were kids. We just kept saying, are you nice?
Well, they didn't either.
Are you nice? Do you like to play Jack? Do you want to play My Little Pony with us later?
Well,
like Barbies?
Yeah, well, see, this is where the story gets really intense. Now, all this is real, And this is something that really happened from my experience. Now, when you have something that you do utilize as a tool, which I did, you have to learn to keep it safe and lock it up. I didn't. Okay.
We didn't know that all the
The
time.
board get active, and no matter what I did, I could not get that board down. Now, my sister and her friend went home, and my brother was the only one there, but he was, you know, we shared a 2-bedroom, and he was never around. Now, literally, I'm coming home from where I was at work, stopped, had a couple of beers, and I come home, and I walk in my house, and literally you can see the Ouija board that I put away in my closet was now in my living room downstairs on the first floor.
Yeah.
Okay, well, inside the apartment, you could see knives, magical knives being thrown at me. It's like, it's a spiritual type metaphor.
Like it's attacking you.
Right. It was trying to, what it was trying to do was it was trying to attack me.
Yes, yes.
So I have all these things going on, and then stuff started like flying here, there, and everywhere. And I said, oh my God. All right, what did they do? So I called my friend who's a psychic painter. I says, okay, we'll call her Witch.
I am proud of it.
So
Hereditary.
I called my friend who's a psychic painter, and I said, okay, I'm having a real problem. I says, they opened my board up into another realm, and I can't get it back down. Is there anything that you can do to help? She says, okay, take the board, wrap it in a dark black cloth. Okay, bring it to me, we'll see what we can do. I said, okay. So I always had spare black cloth with me back then, so I had wrapped my spirit board in it because it wasn't a Ouija, it was a spirit board. It was homemade. It was
like that other one that I have that's on somewhere.
Yeah, it wasn't cardboard.
Yeah, no. That one was I bought. Yeah.
It was real engraved. So, and I brought it into a black cloth. Now, I was in Easton at the time. I always wonder if I go back in Easton if that apartment is still haunted.
It could be. It could very well be.
So I was at an apartment complex with in-ground pool and everything else. So
a lot of energy.
Right. So I had to go from Easton all the way through Rainham is where I had to go. Okay. So as I am driving, even though the board itself was in a black cloth, I hear these things going on. I hear.
Like they're having a conversation about you?
Literally, you can hear it in this. I hear all these things going on, and I'm like, oh my God, and I'm sitting there. Now, mind you, I'm like, this is my first apartment, right? So I'm like,
right.
Let's go, we gotta get there, what the heck's going on? I didn't do anything wrong, why are you looking at me? Like that type thing.
Yes.
So, and of course, where was I? Yeah, on 138 where the Mad Trucker is.
The urban legend Mad Trucker?
Yes. The urban legend Mad Trucker.
Oh.
Yes. So there were a couple spirits on the side of the road. I finally got to her house. Now, she tried closing the board down with the candles, with everything else, because it's something that she's worked with for many years. So she tried to get the board to actually close back down because the board itself has to be disposed of properly. Yeah. Well, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's the part a lot of people skip.
It gets worse. Yeah, it gets worse.
Oh.
Okay, now I've never had to get rid of one of my boards because I've always used it in a positive manner, always towards the light. If it's an evil spirit, go away. I don't want to talk to you. Because those are things that you have to know.
You have to be in control of the board.
Right, so I was, but I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to do something I actually did. Okay. So, she said, there's nothing I can do.
She was very bad.
You need to release. She says, you need to burn the board. I said, oh, shit. Okay. Well, at the time, my parents owned a donut shop. So I knew there was a barrel in the back of the shop. And I knew that I could make coffee afterwards. Because meanwhile, it's like I have to do a shift in like 2 hours from now. And I'm still trying to get this settled. I have to open. So, and I go over, and I start driving. Now, as I'm starting to drive, somebody is pulling on my arm. So they kept pulling me over towards because I was driving back this way from Rainham over to Easton. They kept pulling me into oncoming traffic. So I'm literally trying to do this, and all of a sudden my hand kind of like stiffened up where I couldn't move it. Like it stopped it from moving. And I'm saying, you're not freaking getting me. And I just, you know me. So I'm getting a little pissy, so to speak. So I call in, you know, my positive ancestors and things like that. So these are things that I'm doing. So tissues are over there. Yeah, Joe's sorry, not feeling well.
He's not feeling good.
No. Oh, okay. Yep, he's sick. Sorry about that, people. I'll
just spend a few later, Joseph.
Okay, so what happened is as the board's being pulling, and I'm fine, and all of a sudden I called my friend from my other friend's house saying, look, I'm going to need your help with this because they're trying to get me off the road. So on the way, I picked her up on the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so I picked up my friend on the way, so there was two of us there. So this way, if I did lock up, she could grab the wheel too. It's like, okay. So I continued driving, and now meanwhile, they're all around me, you know, and all of a sudden, there's this, like, truck, like, invisible type truck thing with this guy with, like, red hair.
Ooh.
I was like...
You saw the trucker.
And you know what I'm thinking to myself, right? I'm gonna freaking kill you guys. When I get you back at my house. That's the first word out of my mouth. No, not to kill anybody. That's what I kept saying.
It wants me to kill.
Yeah, it's like, no, you can't do that. So it gets worse. So I finally get to the restaurant.
Okay.
I get to the restaurant. I get the board and, of course, the planchette out of the car. I get the barrel. We had lighter fluid because we were a donut shop. We served breakfast, so sometimes we would make something on the grill out back. Yeah. So we go there, and I put the board, and I had my friend with me. I said, look, I need a witness in case anything weird happens.
Yep.
So I put the board in we had a big round barrel, so I put the board in there. My brother's inside making donuts at the time. Okay? And I put the board in there, put the lighter fluid, and...
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. What happened next? Holy shit. So, literally, and this is why when I say I've been dealing with, like, demonic energy for a long time, trust me, I have because of this. So, what happened was, when the board was actually burned, okay, which I didn't know it wasn't supposed to be, but that's what she told me to do.
Yeah.
Because I was new at the negative that came in with the board. That's why I don't use them anymore. So, and the reason I don't use them, and you guys need to remember this, when this board burned, literally, there was a demonic face.
Oh,
yes. A thin face, a very long pointed beard, inset eyes. To this day, I can still see it. There was, like, the hair was, like, pointed, almost like it had horns. And I'm telling you, that was full-fledged major demonic energy. It went, whoa! And I was like,
you released it.
You seen that, right? She told me to burn it. I let the sucker loose. Yeah. So many.
I was gonna say something, but I was waiting for the end of your story.
So I didn't know at the time. So this is an actually true to life story that probably some of the reason Easton is having a problem is probably my fault.
She released
the
demon.
And the reason it's part of the Bridgewater Triangle might have to do with something that I did when I was 19. So
she released the demon.
Yeah.
That area is very easily susceptible to all kinds of stuff. So that makes complete sense.
And here's the kicker. It is right on 138.
Wow.
Yeah, right on 138. And I know the complex is actually still there. I'd like to actually bring you, Stephanie, and Mark up just to see what she feels from that place.
Right.
But, you know, for safety's sakes, we need to have the blessing stuff with us for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that is actually a true story of something stupid I did when I was 19 years old.
And that's why I never recommend somebody dealing with a Ouija board because, you know, it's like finding the right pendulum or finding the right crystal or finding you want the right Ouija board that you can feel this positive energy through it, this white light, it's cleansed properly, all that. Did anybody ever tell you about the white quartz and putting the white quartz on the board and the white quartz absorbing
No,
the
she
bad
told me to
energy?
burn it. There was nothing she could do. But maybe she was being susceptible to the board at the time because I kept holding it at bay. But literally, when it started to pull on the wheel, I didn't care. I just wanted it gone.
Oh, yeah. At that point,
so it went in the black cloth and all. Didn't dawn on me to, you know, call a reverend, but I never dealt with reverends.
Well, I'm saying a quartz crystal. Like, is that quartz right there that you have right there?
Quartz.
Okay. Well, on the islands of Portugal, obviously white quartz. That's right. Actually, I want you to hold it up because my hands on that. White quartz clear quartz. I mean, you can find the beaches on the islands are like glittering with minerals and stones and all that. Okay. Yeah.
It's geode. It's from the earth. This is where it was in the ground of the earth.
And the thing is, like, our islands are also the top of a volcano. So there's a lot of different things like that. So back in the day, if there was a boy that had bad energy, you would go and gather as much quartz as you possibly could.
Right.
Because quartz is known to either absorb positive or negative energy, right?
Yes.
So that's how people would do it. And what we would do is in that black cloth, in the board,
Black on my hand,
it'd be buried in the earth, in the black bag, very deeply.
Right.
Okay, with the crystal, because the crystal will continue to keep drawing.
Right. See, what I did is when I bound the board in the black cloth.
Yeah. So
is what I did. But when I burned it,
you released everything.
yeah, because it was still seeping through the black cloth that I had, which it shouldn't have had that ability. It should have sealed it, but it didn't.
That wasn't one of the run-of-the-mill type demons either you were dealing with, so...
No.
And that's another thing closer to the veil thinning at the end of the month.
Exactly.
It's a full moon out tonight.
So, I mean, if you guys haven't noticed for this reason, do I own tarot cards? Yes.
Yes.
Will I pull them out every now and then? Yes. But I've always channeled my information that comes directly to me because of the experience that I've had. I've learned to... Yeah, the witch's hat. There you go. So I've learned to actually do it another way.
Because you can do it another way.
Right. And that's why it's very important that if you have a sacred tool, like, say if you use tarot cards, playing cards, oracle cards, when you're doing readings, make sure that the only one that actually touches them is you, because you want it to retain your energy. You don't want it to actually be mixed with anybody else.
No.
How you guys doing out there in the chat room? You kind of quiet.
I know what kind of talking about. You know, these are like real true stories, guys.
These are true stories of things that happen. Yeah. I mean, I've got another one from a cushion head.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's funny.
Do you have any more?
Well, I'll forward for one.
Okay.
But it's funny to me how, like, if you had gone to the village witch back in the day, that's what it helps you do is go gather the crystals in the moonlight, you know, under the moonlight.
Yeah, but see, I wasn't, and that's the thing.
I know. Two different modalities.
Because what it is this is where it maybe got confusing for me as a child, is because the Native American and then the Celtic, which is the magic. So they sometimes it was a trouble for me growing up trying to
meld the two.
Right. It was you know, right now it's a Celtic shaman. Yes, I know that. But it was difficult to get the energies to meld. When you're a teenager, you're rebellious. You can do what you want to do. So, you know, literally all these things they're actually doing is something that actually going. Oh, you like the kitty?
Thank you very much. She's my familia. She really does. She keeps me safe. She lets me borrow her brain.
Except I gotta wear glasses because I was blinded.
That's okay. She's blinded by magic. Evil magic spell put upon my familia, so she may not use her eyes to see.
I use this one.
That's right. That's a powerful one. That's the one we need. Hey, chill out there, kitty. I bet it's the fancy one. I bet you the one that was the fancy one.
This is why it's like extremely important for you guys to. We do a lot. We talk about magic, and yes, we both do practice. I practice my religion. She practices hers, and you know. But yet, here is the kicker. We both actually do believe in God.
We do. Check this out.
Yeah.
What do I got here? I got a pentacle.
Yep.
I got the cross.
Yep.
With Jesus.
Yeah.
And I got the amber. That's the most.
You know, and people say, "Oh, that's mixed up." No, it's not.
I'm protected. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing. I mean, you have to learn your balance and know where it is that you're supposed to get into in order to do that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with the balance.
No, and it is a balance. Like
and
knowing
exactly
where
what it is. Yeah, and that's why we're here, and that's why we do these things, and that's why we do the shows, and that's why the network, because literally, I mean, this is our first Halloween show on our own network.
I know, the first Halloween show!
So I wanted to be so myself that I'm going to throw you guys for a loop.
We're going to have a great
because
time.
Believe it or not, this was my idea.
Totally her idea.
I poop you not. 100% this was my idea. I said, Michelle, take a look at what I did to my face.
And she got a great kitty cat.
And I was playing. Let's have some fun.
Oh no, Halloween is time.
So she goes, yes! She gets all excited. So
this is what gets creepy. Within moments. And the kitty cat's fur got grown.
Oh yeah, but
Black
the first 2 months
fur.
it's been active. Yeah.
But she's got the
So,
black
and
fur.
these are all actual stories, and that's what urban legends. I mean, how do we know that something that I did on 138 in Eastern, not gonna say where, 138 in Eastern, how do we know something that I didn't do at the age of 18 turned into an urban legend, a story of things that happened? I know for a fact it wasn't just me and my friend, who will remain nameless, that actually seen that demonic energy go up and be released.
Right. And
I
I mean,
know I'm not the only one that felt it.
you see that, you can't deny what you've seen.
Exactly.
You don't rip your eyeballs out and put them back in and say, okay, maybe I missed that.
We're
No.
not going to erase something.
Right, no.
It doesn't work that way.
You saw that.
Exactly. I saw that. I knew what it was.
That makes
I
so
know that
sense.
it was. I know it was trying to come at me, but after dealing with something like that, literally that high level demonic coming at me and holding my own, even to the point where when it started to scare me, I started to get upset with my sister. That's like, I don't know. So maybe that's why
I would have got upset that it got me feeling scared. Like, I would have gotten upset.
Well,
pissed
see,
and
that's
made
me.
scared.
I mean,
Because I don't get scared.
I don't either.
So
I
like,
don't
that would
anymore.
piss me off if I felt scared.
That was the last time I ever got scared.
Yeah.
Now I've learned the balance. I have learned to do what it is that I need to do in order to maintain the balance for me. And because of that negative, I made it, instead of a negative, I made it a challenge. Therefore, I learned.
That's right.
Let's just hope in that 138 in East and the whole part of Easton isn't paying the price for that one.
No, you just never know.
So if any of you guys up in Easton and you traveled 138, you gotta let me know if anything strange has happened.
you might have
many
seen
years
the
ago, if
trigger.
it's still going on. So
But you know, that is how a lot of urban legends start.
oh, the Lady in White was there too.
Really?
Yep, I did see the Lady in White that night. And that was the night, that, because I've always tried to push my gifts away, even though I've been doing it since I was 4. At that point, I just wanted to push it away.
Yes.
And that night, I couldn't.
When the energy's the energy.
And if
like,
I
times
would have,
of
and that's the thing, if I would have maintained my openness that I had when I was younger, maybe I would have known what to do. Maybe I could have heard my guys and what they were saying.
But it's the same things that happen when you're younger. But
Exactly.
It's kind of like I tell people this all the time because I've done media, video, audio media my whole life.
Yep.
My son took after me very proudly, all that. And I always tell people that, you know, how do I say this? Every story has a truth somewhere.
Exactly.
Every story.
Exactly.
That's why everybody says there's 2 sides to every story. Like, 3 people can tell the same story and it's all different. Everyone's perception of a situation like that is different.
Exactly.
You know, everyone's reality is perceived differently for everybody.
Exactly. How do you know somebody didn't tell a tale how this fiery monster came up out of the barrel and walked away? Well, no, literally, it was just a head floating in the flames.
Right.
But
who knows?
It's like doing a round.
It's like
Literally.
steamrolls into something bigger and bigger.
Exactly.
That's how movies get made.
Exactly.
There's always a base in truth in every horror movie, every story, period. Okay, we know that for a fact because we have friends of ours that have very famous movies have been made about their lives, like you know, The Conjuring, Annabelle. So we know,
Triangle.
right? And we know that there's truth in them.
Yes.
But it's glorified more for Hollywood and for visualization.
Yeah, and that's what it
fear
is. They
factor
take the
and stuff.
truth of the story and they fabricate it for the audience. Is what they do.
Right.
So
like maybe Michael was somebody's raised stepchild that somebody didn't like inside. I'm gonna write a really scary movie about that creepy stepbrother of mine. You know what I mean? You're gonna talk to me, you say at me.
You know, exactly. So what do you have that can be comparable to that experience? Then we'll get into the goofy one. Do you have something?
Yes.
And here she goes.
Yes. I decided, in a previous residence where I lived, I started feeling I was doing so much work with spirits, and a lot of spirits that were lost spirits at the time, and for some reason I just developed this empathy of like where are these poor lost spirits gonna go, and I started feeling very, very like responsible, as if I was picking up homeless people, homeless animals, I'm picking up
you're picking
homeless
up
folks.
homeless spirits.
Oh, left and right, and I'm talking left and right, but I literally officially did it on purpose. Like the backyard, I did the circle with the pentacle, the candle, the call there. I had the maiden mother crone there. I mean, I pulled all stops.
Yeah.
Okay. On the full night it was Halloween Eve to the Day of the Dead on the 1st.
Right.
I went through the whole thing. We even ate the fruit, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
Okay. Because I felt like I can't leave these people wandering the streets.
So what did you do?
I welcomed them to my home.
Oh God. What happened?
My house got pretty darn crowded. And I mean crowded. Yeah. And ghost animals started to become. It's on YouTube. You guys can see the picture of the ghost cat in my apartment where I lived.
Yeah.
You can hear all the. I would do EVP sessions all the time in my house because you would literally catch them talking about me. You know how you were talking about how they would.
Yeah.
Well, I had countless hours of EVPs about them talking crap about me. I can't believe she won that birthday. Can you believe that? I'm talking stuff like that, right? And then you get a male voice goes, yeah, I know, what a Barbie. Like, it's on EVP, okay?
What a Barbie.
What a Barbie. Like, they would talk about me. And I would, like, all the time.
I'm sorry, but you even get harassed by the ghosts.
He called me names all the time.
Wow.
Me. Woo! Like, and then, so then we would do, like, EVP sessions and everything, and I literally would hear this all the time. And then I started, our EVP person from the group at the time started separating, slowing down.
So this is back when you founded the New Bedford Paranormal.
New Bedford Paranormal Society, yes.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I opened up the whole entire house, put it that way, to anything and every kind of successful spirits. Jesus. Yeah. You want spirits, I got spirits. You know what I'm saying? That my daughter even made the parody about the cat thingy.
Oh, yeah.
But it was also part of it was because of how I, like, you want ghosts? I got white ghosts. I got black ghosts. I got pink ghosts. I got polka dot ghosts. I got ghosts that will call your name. I got ghosts that say, hey, minute, I mean, it was like, people come in, they don't close the door would get shut. Boom. Like, with an attitude, though. Like, can't shut the door? Like, really, like, the spirits literally lived in complete conjoinance of us in the house.
Wow.
Because I did the whole thing.
Well, I'm in the middle of moving, so could you tell me where it is so I don't move there?
It was where I used to live. Previous place where I lived for like 8 years.
Oh.
And I did the pentacle in the backyard, and I did the whole 9 yards, and I did the whole ritual.
Well, it's totally gone there.
Yeah. It is.
Okay.
It is. Oh, it was. And then,
so,
by the next blue moon, like before I moved out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, I released them, freed them, like, you guys can't move in with me, my mom, my dad, my grandma, my son, my husband at the time, like, I have 20 dogs, like, you guys can't come with me this time, you're gonna have to go on your own, and then you hear them, biatches, and then you hear them talking, and it was funny because you could only hear the differentiation of what they were saying when she slowed it down.
Exactly.
So then you would hear one going, did you see she didn't even wash the dishes? Say what? Like, they would nitpick. They would nitpick about stuff.
Oh my God, this is
funny.
Oh my God.
I decided to do a Christmas tree, but I wanted to do, it was funny. So I decided to do a ghetto Christmas tree.
Okay.
So we did like empty cigarette packs and little, nips and like all these like stupid things. Like all these, it was funny as all hell. But we did it right, but they didn't like it.
Oh no. It's not.
So this thing kept getting knocked over
and over
and over and over and over again. Like this thing did not last till Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Like, so I really did, and there's actually EVPs still that you can actually access and hear the ghost in my house talking to me, talking to my daughter, talking to the other people there for the team. Even on investigations, I had spirits. I would be like, "Wee, we're going on investigation today," and they would go with us.
Oh my god!
You know, I mean, it was literally like I had a family of spirits alongside with my actual life.
You're getting hot.
It's just fall. See how it's all over?
Yeah, that's because of the way I tied it. You're sitting on it.
Oh, that's why.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
There
It's
you
like
go.
it was like getting me itchy armpit.
No, I tied it the way that it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
And now I didn't just keep them for a little while, mind you. Like I kept them for years.
Honey, they're not pets.
But I know, but you know, I kept them for years, like years. Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
who exercised the barrel demon? I'm really curious about that one.
Oh,
Did
what?
somebody have to exercise the barrel demon?
The barrel demon?
Damn! What did I do?
I got the Portuguese ghost lady who tried throwing a big giant crystal bowl in my head once because she didn't like me in her apartment. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I'm here battling her ghost stuff because she's bothering the baby, and I'm battling her in my house. And then one night I had to go face to face with her, and I had to tell her, "Look, Mrs. No, I'm the boss over here. Okay, you leave the baby alone. You're not allowed to see the baby when the lights are out and when the baby's in that room sleeping. Like,
Okay.
you know, you have to be tough to these spirits that live with you. But they gotta understand, they're living with you now. They're lucky I'm not charging rent.
Okay.
I could have charged a lot of rent.
Well, a cushionet actually has a lot of history in it.
Yes.
Of negativity, of particular things that have actually happened.
Yes, a lot of murders of
There's-
Wampanoag Indians.
Exactly. I mean, literally, a cushionet actually got its name from the tribe of the Wampanoags that were there because
Yes.
each particular tribe had a separate name. They thought that the property that they were getting back then was, and that's a whole nother story. But I'm sorry, we'll get into that. I'm sorry, I just have all this information.
There's so
from
many
stuff that I've been
stories,
doing.
but you know what, you guys
Literally,
not
come
getting
on.
stories.
Make
I
your
dare you to
stories.
call us and give us a story scarier than ours.
Okay.
563-999-3002. I dare you to call.
I dare you. I dare you to call and do something.
Tell us.
Oh, you had to
your-
add me. Oh, so you didn't exercise the barrel demon. Okay. I was wondering. But, okay.
Oh,
now,
no, Father Ed knows that after that incest investigation, how I had to literally get rid of the bad stuff that was left behind from that.
yeah.
So he understands that it wasn't a Halloween thing, but it was a very similar thing where somebody had to take control of the bad.
And that's exactly it. There's a lot of things that I do when I investigate, but I don't bless. I can maybe bring in the Native American energy for you to help
Yes.
when you're doing
Yes.
the blessing,
Yes.
because she'll bless
More
the house.
positivity.
And then I've actually
Hi,
done it.
Colleen.
Oh, hi, Colleen. I've actually done this with Reverend Ed too. I'll bring in the Native American as he's, because I have that connection
Right.
to try to maintain like the earth energy type balance. I think while he does house blessings, but the only other
That's
thing.
me do it when we're together.
Yeah, I let you do that too. That's your thing. I'd rather film in case something tries to come out or
Oh, yes,
listen.
you know.
That's the headphones and the listening. Like, yeah, he said no, and literally, and that's the weird part. I mean, one of the cases we were on with him, and I think we talked about it last time. But literally, I'm listening to the headphones, the EVP, as he's trying to get rid of this quite a few higher level demonic energy, and I'm just saying. And he's talking and he's doing something. I said, no, he's not leaving. And I'm calm as can be, sitting there explaining to him what's going on. And it's like, yep, nope.
Yeah.
He laughed at you. Yep, okay. And I'm literally, this is what I'm doing. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with what I went through. What I went through on the other thing. Maybe it was something to do with that. But growing up in a Christian. Alright, I was born in Norwood, Mass. I wasn't born here. So we moved to the beach house down on Wilbur's Point.
It was
And
beautiful
Right.
and haunted.
right from there we went to East Fairhaven. My parents
just
used to
thought
buy a
something?
house, fix it up, and sell it.
I don't
It's a
think
lot.
there's one place ever in the United States or in the world that ever has the word point in it that's ever not haunted, if you think about it. Think about it. Think
I
about
guess
it.
we'll find out when we get to that. But
Hey, all right.
yeah.
Hi, Kendra.
How you doing, honey? So, Auntie Kitty.
She's my familiar. She keeps me, chillax, you know. And she scratches me when I get really bad.
I'm cleaning your face.
See, look, she scratched me. Okay, I'll clean it myself.
There you go.
Fired! She's fired!
So I grew up in a house, and well, not grew up. My teenage years was a house in a Acushnet. So by then, I pretty much, had gotten used to spirits talking to me in the house, and I think I was a freshman in high school when we moved into the house in Acushnet, and it was really strange because we had two pure white Maine Coons.
Oh.
Very rare.
That is like...
Very rare. We had
About
two
rare.
white Maine Coons. Now, Bandit, that was my cat, and he was Bandit because every time my boyfriend used to come over, he'd put his leather on the couch.
Oh!
Okay. Well, the cat used to climb up in the sleeve of the leather, and all of a sudden you see this puffy head coming out of the sleeve. So literally every freaking time he loved the smell of leather. It was hilarious. But we had a spirit that actually lived there. I did some research and found out made sure that the name that I was getting was actually a right name. And it was the elderly woman that actually owned the house before. Her name was Mrs. O'Leary. But it wasn't a scary story. It's just, maybe it was scary to my sisters. But there is something else about that house that was scary. But see, Mrs. O'Leary used to help a lot.
She helped you a lot.
Yeah, well, she helped a lot. She did spook my sisters. I mean, if my sister used to get up to get a drink, what the heck is happening here? My sister used to get up to get a drink. I have no idea what just happened.
No.
But my sister actually used to get up to get a drink, and she would see Mrs. O'Leary on the chair, and it doesn't say the video is live. Oh, there we are. Okay. Yeah. Did you hear that?
That was weird. What
Yeah.
the heck was that?
I have no idea.
We'll have
Anyways.
to play the audio back.
Yeah, we'll play that back. So anyways, we were in there, and I would come, and sorry about this, normally I do this before, but yeah, we kind of got booted there for a minute. So Mrs. O'Leary loved the cat. Now, we also had a rocking chair, which actually is at my son's house, same rocking chair. And
great trigger object, by the way.
she used to sit in the rocking chair, and she would rock back and forth, and she'd pat the cat, which didn't bother me because I seen her. My sisters never did. So all they seen was a rocker going back and forth, and a cat hovering up over
And
the chair,
furs.
and the fur moving. The fur moving.
I love that.
Literally, that's all they see.
Hey,
So,
Father, call us.
yeah, so do you know how many nights I had to stay up to play Clue, Monopoly, anything to keep them awake?
Because they were too scared to go to sleep.
Yeah, that's what it was. I
Too
mean,
scared to go to sleep.
yes, but there also, because there was that spirit in the house, there was a couple of weird things. There was this, part in the basement that literally looked like it was cut out like it was a grave, and it was the only part of the cement that was repoured in a house that's been there forever. That was very strange. But that particular house in Acushnet, which is up from the Acushnet River, so it has all ley line energies that flow through there, because there's a lot of negative energy and a lot of demonic energy that can actually flow through there because of the ley lines.
Ley lines are something we'll have to talk about.
Okay, I'll get over to the calls in a minute, but what happened was that I'm sitting there, I'm laying in bed, and at this particular time, my parents decided to move rooms so I could actually have my own room, because I used to be in the same room as my two sisters. So I was in that room, which didn't work out so well, because even when I was in my room, that's right, it did happen. All of a sudden you see this ghostly skeleton hand coming in, and all of a sudden I get,
the creepy thing.
yeah. And then I swear to God, I used to see the Grim Reaper. Yep.
I saw the Grim Reaper at St.
I
John's
used to see the
Cemetery
Grim
all the
Reaper
time.
too. And this was all prior to the experience that I had when I lived on my own.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you. That's what I'm saying.
I think Father Ed is on.
Father Ed's in the
Yeah.
house. Yes, sir.
Hello, Rev.
How you doing, Father Ed?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. What's your scary stories?
The first case I ever had.
Really?
What was it?
It was in a town, we won't name it, but we'll call it Swansea. Anyway, but was at this person's house, and I was there with another team member, and they had asked me to bless the house. You know, I didn't know that the place was haunted, and I didn't have any experience either with this kind of thing. So I guess you could say I was green.
Oh, yeah.
There are certain things, and there are things you're supposed to do in order to curb any supernatural manifestations of demonic energy. But I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
So now I get it. So I can walk in there and all kinds of cocky, thinking I knew everything.
Oh, we do that.
Now I do, but back then I didn't.
Wow.
But still, I didn't have you working with me, so how did I know? Anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't there to tell you.
And I wasn't there to screw up big mistakes and then I was fix it so we can learn the hard way. So that's okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Not all of us are blessed to have a show. And
thank you.
the both of you together.
So what happened, Father Ed, though?
Well, I didn't do any preliminary blessing or anything like that. I walk in, and one of the members goes into another room. I am busy interviewing the client, and this man comes screaming out of the room on the investigators because the cross had spun on the wall and came out from the wall and hit him. And he was terrified.
Huh.
And I was like, what? And then while I'm busy talking over here, coins are flipping out of the candy dish by themselves and rolling into the room where everybody was. Nobody else was anywhere else than where I am.
Wow.
Now, everybody's all freaked out. Of course, they feed off of fear, so the more the manifestations were happening, the more people got afraid. The more they got afraid, the more it said the fear, of course, I and jump out of my skin.
Yeah, the more everybody gets all discombobulated, you know what I mean?
I'm just thinking that would have made awesome video.
It would have made awesome.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I know, right?
It really would have.
I've never seen a man doing what?
Hey, we should do a reenactment of Father Ed's first time.
We gotta let him finish the story
Okay,
first.
no thanks.
God.
If there's such a thing as carnal PTSD, I would have had it for that one.
Wow.
Wow.
So since then, I've learned my lesson. Now, I've been on several cases, and I've been on cases with the both of you,
Yeah.
and we've never had anything like that before
No.
because I learned my lesson. That was probably one of the scariest cases I ever had because, we heard noises and scratching noises and the cross flying off. I mean, it was like insane.
Did you get growls and stuff?
I did.
Wow.
I did. It was coming across from the EVPs because they were playing it back, and I was praying. I would pray a certain blessing, but it was more like not a take it to me kind of blessing, but more of a milk toast kind of insipid kind of prayer. Doesn't amount to anything.
Right.
And they were just intimidating.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, that kind of thing. I was like, wow.
But I mean, everybody that's supposed that their first time, but that first time
Yeah,
was
that just goes to show you out there, people. Everybody's gonna start somewhere,
and that's scary.
Literally, if we're telling you from experience that all of us have had particular issues with things, then, definitely don't be stubborn like I was. Listen, I didn't have anybody I could speak to on that.
Right? I didn't either.
Now you guys do.
Now, Father Ed, wasn't, I know personally my biggest thing would have been, feeling helpless, that I didn't know what to do. Do you still feel like that way? That's kind of more what the PTSD is about that first case? That's kind of feeling like you wish you had done more, know more?
I felt helpless. Yes. It was my ignorance, and I guess you could say my arrogance
Yeah.
that worked against me. That's hoping. because now I'm grown wiser, and whenever I go through a case, there's a process that I go through. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
So this process I go through, so that by the time I get there, I have confidence and I have boldness, and I know that I'm there for a reason.
Right.
So if something should happen, I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, where's the door?
Right.
And so at that point, I didn't have that knowledge that I do now.
Right.
And so I made sure that with the people that I train, I teach right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
You might have your what handed to you the first case.
Yeah.
But don't worry, it'll be an occasional experience.
Mm-hmm.
What you do with that, it matters. And so, I think everybody that's been in this field has at least one story where they've encountered something that didn't take them lightly,
Yeah, it didn't make them feel fluffy and nice and all that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think after what I dealt with the Ouija board, I never really had, knock on wood, but I've never really had a negative experience because the people that I've always worked with, even when I first started, were experienced.
Yes.
So even on a couple of cases we worked at that we did talk about before with Reverend Ed, if I felt there was negative energy somewhere because of the empathic side of me, I would tell them right away.
Right.
So, okay, there's something negative in it because I could feel the negative energy. Poor guy by the end of the night, I'm surprised he didn't use a wheelchair to get him up to the car because he's up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. So, yeah, he's all over the place. But, and that's what it is. That's what it is. Even an experienced investigator, you know that this, all right, I'm doing the audio, I'm doing the video, like I'm
trying to focus on your job.
This is what I know. Yes, I'm an empath. Yes, I'm a spirit reader. Yes, I can do that, but that's not. I'm there just when I'm on an investigation. I think it's my empath side that comes out because that's what takes over the strongest because I want to make sure everybody's safe. That's the mom factor. So that's what happens.
It's so true, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. And then you go the rest of your career never knowing when is going to be the next scary experience.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I find that it doesn't get scarier. It gets like cooler. It gets more like, do it again!
Yeah, but see,
do it again!
We've both been through teenagers, so...
That's true. That's one thing. Like, we've been through the growing up process of it. But before, and then now we know that horror movies are completely based on all our friends' true stories.
Yeah, well, prior, I was in the psychic circuit, and that's basically where I was pulled off of the psychic circuit to join a team. And when I mean the psychic circuit, there was benefits, and I always did like a lot of cancers and things like that. I'm very big on cancer because at the time my husband had started cancer, so that's all benefits.
A lot of nonprofit work.
Yeah, so a lot of the healing, a lot of the Reiki, a lot of things like that, a lot of the alternative
stuff. But I am so totally forgetting about this.
What?
I have to tell you some stories about our friend Lizzie Borden, actually, that I'm forgetting to tell you guys. Not a Halloween story, but...
Are you telling Reverend Ed too?
Yeah, well, Reverend Ed just hung up.
Oh, we did.
Oh, darn it. Sorry. We were not done talking to you. We were not done talking to Reverend Ed. Because, and he was involved with Jeremiah at the time when I heard this the second time I went back to the Oak Grove Cemetery in Fall River.
Okay.
And that was the screams from the grave. The Lizzie Borden screams.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about something else.
No, I'm not talking about that yet.
Okay.
No, I know that's quite a surprise. Big surprise. But I did, in 2 separate occasions, actually hear the screams from the Lizzie Borden grave, the Borden graves, the Borden family graves in the Oak Grove Cemetery.
Wow.
I did actually hear it. One time I was literally standing over, I would think it was actually Lizzie Stone. And
see, I've never been to the Oak Grove Cemetery.
Oh, we got to do a field trip.
So, I don't know, call me strange, but I find cemeteries peaceful.
I love cemeteries.
Yeah, I do. I find them peaceful.
To me, it's a whole world of little stories, and dead people sometimes are way better than people that are alive.
We did get offered cake once.
We did get offered cake.
I gotta find right.
We have to go back and visit them right there. We'll have to go in Victorian dress this time, so that way they can, maybe we'll set us up for tea, and we'll have a little ghostly. We're really we've chit chat
just about our personal experiences.
I know, right?
For like an hour now.
I didn't even get started with everything yet.
We haven't even gotten to urban legends.
No.
No,
Oh
not at all. So maybe we should give the one, because you were speaking of cemeteries.
Yes.
So I think this particular one is why it's creepy.
Why is it creepy?
Why is it creepy?
Now, remember, creepy can be creepy.
Or it can be eerie.
It can be eerie, it can be creepy, it can
Or
be
spooky.
spooky,
Okay.
scary. Some people can handle creepy better than other people can handle creepy.
Yeah.
So you might have to go like this, maybe.
Okay, well, listen to this. In Alabama, okay, there is something known as the Dead Children's Playground.
This one, just saying that, like, gives me goosebumps.
Yes.
Guys, Dead Children's Playground in
Right.
Alabama.
Okay. This is an eerie playground that's actually adjacent to Maple Hill or Huntsville, the oldest cemetery. It doesn't have an eerie nickname for fun. The playground was presumably designed to entertain kids while their parents would visit the graves of their loved ones. Legend has it, though, that the spirits of the children who have been buried in the cemetery since the first grave was dug there in 1822 come out to play at night.
Oh my. See, now why didn't anybody already think that was a bad idea to begin with?
I don't know. But the living have observed orbs of light going up and down the side, swings actually moving on their own, and even heard giggles. Creepier still, some say the spirits include victims with a rash. Okay, there's a rash of the murdered children that sometimes is picked up. They're saying that some of the people actually picked it up there. That's actually happened. Happened in 60 bodies that are rumored to have been found in the area and now housed in the playground. So, where it comes from? Where did it come from, Michelle?
They were already there. They must have built it over it. The playground itself wasn't open. Okay, let's figure this out. The playground itself wasn't open until 1985.
All right.
Okay, it was first dug there. The first grave was dug there in 1822.
Right.
Okay. Okay, pent-up energy from 163 years of tiny spirits with pent-up energy, and they took the slide away. That's bad. Now, mind you, ghosts don't like when you do redecorating in the first place anyway. So,
Exactly,
okay?
they don't.
So then in 2007, the city tried to raise the park to make more room for graves and remove the slides and swings overnight. Thank goodness, because it was replaced with more modern equipment,
Yes.
making it slightly less creepy to look at. But it did result in a lot happier ghosts that are still playing the night away. Come on, guys. Playground in the cemetery. I mean, though it's a great idea, concept-wise, because I got brought every week to the cemetery.
Actually, I think there should be a playground next to laundromats for those that don't want to wash or dry.
No, a laundromat kid should be in a special room.
Oh my God. That was actually only one, but we're getting close to the top of the hour.
Oh my God, already?
Yes, it's always been an hour. How do you guys like our new time?
I'm
I'm not sure. It's like 8 to 10, maybe a little bit easier for some of us because I have two kids without a car.
Yeah, and we want to make it easier for our listeners.
Yeah.
I mean, because now it's our network. We're here for our people.
Right.
So if this is the better time for you guys and we're able to accommodate, you after dinner, maybe chillaxing, drinking a glass of wine, maybe they're sitting eating some candy corn right now by a warm fire listening to us, all creepiest and stuff.
Caramel apples.
Caramel apples.
Oh, candy apples. Either one is fine with me.
So good.
Alright. We're going to go on break right now.
We got a lot of new people that are coming in today.
Awesome.
I'm so happy.
We're actually going to be right back right after these messages from our sponsor.
We'll be right back with more of Awakening the Unknown after a quick message from our sponsor. This episode has been brought to you by Crystal Expectations. Crystal Expectations is located at 854 Bach Ave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. They're also located on the web at Crystal Expectations. Crystal.org. Crystal Expectations has been in the business for 30 years. The owner, C.J. Gomes, is an expert on crystals, feng shui, and a practitioner for 40 years. Their reader, Dr. Gary Gomes, is a well-known Vedic astrologer and Swami. Both are Reiki masters, and all kinds of predictive services are offered, such as love, career, and health. And low-cost remedies are provided. They have jewelry and statues of deities from all religions, incense, candles, books, and other items reasonably priced. So visit Crystal Expectations, located at 854 Brock Ave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, or on the web at crystalexpectations.org.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing out there? Did you miss our weirdness?
I hope so, because you're gonna want this weirdness all the time.
Yeah, what the heck? You know what? I'm sitting here, I'm looking at Michelle, I'm saying, yep, this is fun. We should get a whole bunch of costumes going.
Yeah.
And I think I should do something besides.
I think we should go to the grocery store like this. Is there chicken on sale? Is there like chicken on sale? Some chicken breast in a market basket?
So, where are you guys from right now? I seen somebody in the chat room that was actually from Massachusetts.
Yep, I know we got a Massachusetts.
So
I know we got a Rhode Island.
Yes, we have a Massachusetts
We got a
legend.
Do we have Vegas in the room?
Vegas?
Do we have Vegas in the room?
Do we? I don't know. Do we?
I don't know. We may have Vegas in the room.
Vegas?
My kitty cat's on my cape.
Your kitty cat's supposed to be climbing up your cape. Alright,
My furry
so,
Charlotte.
you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so,
Yes.
Massachusetts.
Okay. Massachusetts. Do you want to read this?
You read this.
You want to read this? Okay. Alright. I've done Salem a lot.
I
Love Salem. I've done all the tours. I've done all the museums. Like, throughout the years, I've literally done everything.
I love it. And
Okay.
we have to get up there where we gotta get the moving shit.
We actually had a great interview that one time with that tour guide from Salem.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Kenny Lovell, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Years ago, I took a haunted hearse tour and everything, so I got to experience like not only just the most famous like witch trial stuff, but other things.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Which is why this is creepy, because this is like not so much the Salem witch trial. It's
What is it called?
The Salem witch trials. It's the curse of Giles Corey.
Might want to talk to the mic.
Okay, the curse of Giles Corey. You know, and why it's creepy.
Okay.
You know, the Salem witch trials were creepy enough to begin with.
Yeah.
Okay. But you guys remember the movie The Crucible? Okay. I don't know if anyone's ever remember that older movie, The Crucible. Again, it was based on the story of Giles Corey, who was slowly pressed to death under a series of progressively heavier rocks in an effort to extract a confession. Okay?
Yeah.
So, now but they say now that this is a legend, okay? So where it came from is that he uttered a curse against Salem right before his dying breath. And, which you can understand why he was, you know...
Well, yeah.
Come on, why he was,
Okay.
spitting curses. I would have said all kinds of things.
So
the generations, the apparition has allegedly appeared in the cemetery, but before something terrible is about to happen only. Including a 1914 fire that burned down literally a good portion of the city of Salem.
Wow.
Okay? He showed up and appeared in the cemetery before that happened. Also, there was a series of tragedies that hit the Salem Sheriff's Office. Okay? Starting with literally, like, from the beginning of, like, any type of town security measures, like, from 1696, there was a heart attack. Killed George Corwin, who was, like, he presided over the trials and everything. It started with, like, justice and legality, like, right there.
Wow.
You know? So, if anybody's interested, I mean, again, like, there is the movie Crucible, or read the book The Crucible.
Oh, yeah, read the book. Yeah,
because
definitely.
This is the true story of Giles Corey, the curse of Giles Corey.
UK.
Though, it's obviously Hollywoodized, but the basic core of the story is the curse of Giles Corey, which is
nice.
It's pretty interesting. It's really, really pretty interesting.
Okay, now, I wasn't going to read this next one. I was going to go right to Rhode Island, but it just caught my eye. Okay, it literally just caught my eye. Okay, and the name of the bridge. It's actually in Michigan, and it's called Hell's Bridge. See, these are the places we should go investigate. Next year, once we get our RV, hit the road, make the podcast.
We're gonna have our own antenna on top of our Scooby wagon.
Now, why is it creepy? They want to know why it's creepy.
Why is it creepy?
I don't know. No, it's... Alright.
Ooh, this one to me, okay, go ahead and read this because I think later on there was something as a horror movie literally made about this as well too, but I can't remember the name of it right now. But
yeah, the first sentence actually here doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The nine rogue and dogmen. Big question mark. What the heck is that? Okay. Yeah, I know. It says they got nothing to do with the tales of Isles.
Elias Frisk.
Elias Frisk.
A deranged old preacher who, according to blood-curdling lore, Pied Pipers a group of children into the wood, tethered children into the woods near what's called now Algoma Township. Okay.
Yeah.
He slaughtered them one by one.
Yeah.
Casting them into the creek before being caught by their parents and hanged, but not before saying he was possessed by demons. I'm so sick and tired of people using that excuse. Everyone's possessed by demons. Everybody. No,
yeah.
Okay. In its current form, though, Hell's Bridge is a creaky, narrow metal footbridge. It's in the middle of the woods, where those brave enough to cross at night claim to hear the voices and the screams of the children. And they're sometimes greeted by a black figure with glowing eyes, which they would attribute it to Elias Frisk.
Okay, but there's a but, yeah.
There's always a but, and I love how history is little missing pieces here and there. But okay, there's no record of an Elias Frisk in the area, although there was a prominent Frisk family beginning in the 1910s. Despite the lack of facts, anyone who visits the bridge will attest that there's something out there, and it usually makes its presence known as you're teetering on the shaky metal bridge in the moonlight. But they say that there was no Elias Frisk. I'm thinking illegitimate child. I'm thinking 1910s. You know, that kind of whole. The families weren't very, very like open about such things like that. Ooh,
that's got a weird name on it. In Missouri, Zombie Road.
See, I know one that's closer to us that I've been to.
Yeah.
In Leicester, Mass. Spider Gates. You ever heard of Spider Gates?
No.
There's a legend equated to Spider Gates. It's actually a cemetery built on Quaker land. And right next to it is a Quaker little church and everything else.
Yep.
But supposedly the Quakers, back in the day when they thought they were doing protective things, created the cemetery more as a vortex bridge to, like they say, the river Styx, they say demonic, and they say going through this literally the 7 gates of Spider Gate. You can look it up, actually, pretty interesting. 7 gates of Spider Gates in Leicester, Mass, which is Leicester, and the 7 spider ironwork gates I've seen with my own eyes. And it takes you into the woods, like deep. You gotta go deep into these woods where the road thins until you just all of a sudden come out to this very strange cemetery. There's hanging trees, literally.
Tall boots and backpack equipment.
Oh, I tell you, and that's literally not far from us. That's in Massachusetts, in Leicester, Mass. It's called Spider Gates. And that one has a very creepy legend to it. But again, there's the Quaker Church.
Yeah.
And no history in relation other than that's the Quaker Church, and it's been there for so many years, and there was no past record.
Yeah, but you know, you gotta think of it this way. Like, take the Wampanoag and Native American. They passed their history down through stories through their children. There was actually no written word back then. It was through stories, through gathers, through the legends, through the tribal meetings. That's how they actually did it. So how do we know that that isn't what started it? I mean, the written word coming around. But we're going to touch base actually on this one.
Yeah,
I know
my
you
friends.
love. So Nevada, Area 51. Yeah.
Which, let me remind you guys now, it's real. Now, this adds a way more why is it creepy factor because it is real.
Yes.
Okay? The United States government, the United Nations, and every other nation across the globe has already declared that, yes, aliens do exist and are among us.
Okay, you might as well read it because you're really excited.
Okay, no, go ahead. No, you read it.
No, go ahead.
No, obviously.
No, go ahead.
I mean, are we too excited?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, well, because Area 51 has that lore, it has all the lies, it's satirized, it's been remixed, it's been so much in popular culture with TV shows, aliens, that TV show Roswell they did about
exactly. So people actually forget how creepy it really is.
Right, because they're Hollywoodized, they're fluffing it up.
Exactly.
And then of course everyone was told it wasn't real. So it is hard to remember how creepy this all was because you know. And now guess what, guys? There's no more secret government cover-ups. There's no more dead aliens. There's no playing God in the middle of the desolate Nevada desert. Okay? Probing Randy Quaid or probing God knows who.
Yeah,
exactly. It said that everything from time travel to genetic experiments, alien autopsies, all that stuff is like commonplace stuff at Area 51, which even Donald Trump has stated that he was very shocked to find out. But it is real.
Oh, yes. So, it definitely is.
And this was originally, it tells you no one outside of the government really knows what goes on inside Area 51. But, because guess what, guys?
That was from a movie, wasn't it?
It might have been.
Yeah.
But it's because Area 51 was a highly classified military base in the southern portion of Nevada.
Yep.
Everyone thought it was publicly known, that it was told that it was not an alien testing unit. Yep. It was used for stealth operation planes. It was housed to develop labs and test fields. And then, so then reports of spacecraft-looking stuff floated above Area 51. Floated through the public, the media, all the theories spread, and then the conjecture about the Roswell alien crash, which I know for a fact, the government, that Donald Trump has seen these aliens with his own eyes. You can text me, President Trump. Only fan the flames, right, of the speculation, okay? Because it was the one epicenter of all U.S. government suspicion.
Yep.
Not even the president knew.
Yep.
So.
The truth.
No one.
Wait. The truth is out there.
The truth is out there. Okay? And guess what? Go back now and check all your Area 51 movies you got. Think about it. All that stuff that they made it look like it was just so far-fetched about this and far-fetched about that.
Exactly.
It is real. So what's creepier than real aliens? Real extraterrestrials. I can't wait to meet one. And they're among us. Per the President of the United States.
Here's a question. Here's a creepy, realistic question.
I'm more scared about them than the ghosts.
No. I'm more afraid of the government than anything, but that's besides the point.
True.
Alright, now, how do we know out there that human DNA and alien DNA has already been mixed together, and there are generations upon generations of people that have that mixture of DNA?
Okay. Now let's explain this. Where the Rh negative thing comes from.
Okay.
Okay? That's been conjecture for many, many years. Okay? Because everyone who's ever had Rh negative blood and gets pregnant, they try to make sure that the blood from the Rh negative mother does not mix with the baby, so the baby doesn't get any Rh negative blood, because then somehow the baby could have problems that call malformations, disabilities, you name it.
Right.
Okay. Rh negative blood, and then why would that be so highly volatile and poisonous to a human baby out of its own mother's womb? Because it's a humanoid mixed breed, hybrid, where they have to literally make it okay for the blood to cohabitate with the human side of that child's blood. Because if you think about it, Rh negative is a very, very uncommon thing.
So is O.
Type O negative, exactly.
Yeah.
But then could be possibly another type of alien, because type O negative, or type O blood in general, is compatible with anybody. Is that not correct?
Yes, but if you have type O blood, you can only receive
type O blood. But if you have type A, if you have type B,
yes,
whatever combination.
But if you have O, if you have O or O negative, you can only get the O blood.
Right.
I know this because,
Right.
And Bo too.
So to me, it was always very, very unusual. And I had a friend of mine who had 2 pregnancies. She was Rh negative, and it happened obviously both times. So it doesn't happen with just a child. Like sometimes diabetes and gestational diabetes shows up with one child and not another. Rh negative usually shows up with every single pregnancy, guys.
Wow.
So think about it. Think about it. Why do you need special blood so your child can cohabitate in your own human womb?
Huh.
Why? Why do you have to be given special blood that does not poison your child and make your child what they believed back in the day, like a freakish, horrible,
Exactly.
Horrible
here we
thing.
go.
Horrible thing.
Oh yeah, Mercy Brown.
You gotta read this one. You gotta read this one, which again, I love this.
All right. Now, Rhode Island, we're going to be talking actually about Mercy Brown right now. This is another supposed urban legend, but a lot of people actually have investigated and received evidence from it.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Now, Rhode Island is actually the home of many haunted houses, including the one that was inspired the movie The Conjuring.
Yeah, our friends, the House of the Conjuring, our friends of the House of many different haunted houses.
Yeah. But one legend you can experience without trespassing is the tale of Mercy Brown.
Which means anybody can go anytime to go see it. You don't need special permission.
Yeah.
So if you have a chance to, listen closely to this because it is something to see.
Now, it seems back in the day, Rhode Island was in the midst of a vampire panic. Okay. Now, its most famous victim was 19-year-old Mercy Brown.
Yes,
okay.
Girl.
After her mother and sister died, Mercy succumbed to tuberculosis as well. Due to the panic, villagers presumed something supernatural was at foot. When they exhumed Mercy,
her body,
his body.
Oh no, her. She's a girl.
Well, it says his. That's why I was confused. Yeah, was remarkably well preserved. So they removed her heart and liver and burned them down to ash and fed them to her sick brother. He died a month later.
Ew.
They said the spirit of Mercy, though still haunts the cemetery of
Exeter. Yeah. Exeter Cemetery, Mercy Brown Cemetery. That's where you can find her.
Where her gravesite actually remains in place, where morbid tourists flock, and
where a chill hangs perpetually in the air.
I think I've been there.
It has bars over the cemetery grave area itself that in the belief that if she did crawl herself back up to the surface of the soil, that it would contain her. Because that's how positive and certain that. Yeah. Because of the death.
Well, we're going to get into another urban legend of something that happened with vampires in a minute. But
the thing is...
Now, historical fact. Mercy Brown actually died January 17th of 1892. Now, her cremated heart was force-fed to her brother. Her story is the most famous, and many similar gruesome tales that stroke the fires of Rhode Island's haunted landscape. Now, here is another fact about the booming vampire concerns there was back then. Now, there were a lot of things that people, they were so concerned at that time that sometimes over the tuberculosis scare and everything else, they thought individuals would appear dead but weren't.
Right, their bodies would move and such.
So they actually, at one point, buried them with a bell on their finger. So the bell and the string actually came out of their coffin up above their grave. So if they were still alive, they could ring the bell.
Really?
Yes.
So that's where they get the toe tag thing about the bell and the toe.
Yes.
Because of that whole Mercy Brown legend in Rhode Island.
Exactly, and that's it. You ring the bell, they're still alive.
So many things you guys can go do on Halloween, guys. Yeah. And you guys need to hit us up on Halloween. Where if you guys happen to be at Exeter Cemetery checking out Mercy Brown, or at Oak Grove Cemetery in Fall River checking out, the Borden family grave.
Exactly.
Or at our own rural cemetery on Dartmouth Street that's got a fabulous section of older stones.
Exactly.
Not to mention, I go even further. We have the Fairhaven Cemetery that's always got famous tours all the time some of Fairhaven's,
Which one? The one my father's in?
The one on Main Street. I can't think of the name of that cemetery at the moment.
Oak Grove? No.
It's not Oak Grove. It's the one right on Main Street in Fairhaven.
Yeah, it's the one my father and grandfather.
I can't think of it.
Riverside? And my uncle, yes.
Riverside.
My father, my grandfather, my uncle.
I've investigated it 2 or 3 times with a previous group.
Yeah.
There's a lot of famous like families of presidents and authors and such in there. So if you want to do something that's kind of spooky.
But here's the thing. Don't disrespect the cemetery.
No, call the cops, police, let them know that, hey, there's a group of so many of us here, and we're investigating the cemetery. That as long as you're not destroying things, as long as you're not doing anything disruptive.
Yeah, because that's just so disrespectful.
Yeah. They will come by sometimes and check. See if you guys are good.
Yeah.
They usually don't have a problem with people doing that as long as you're respectful. So even if you want to have a little fun on Halloween, go check out one of these places. They're local. The gates are open, guys. It's cemetery. They're dead. It's not like you need to make an appointment.
Yeah.
Okay?
Literally.
They're dead.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got off the cake. We have to go back there more because
I
literally, when you go to a cemetery and you're investigating, you really expect to get all of these haunted things, and literally the spirit says, "Would you like a piece of cake?"
Mm-hmm. Enjoy that company.
Literally, and an accent. So it was like, "Please stay. Here's food. Eat, eat."
Yes, and they were enjoying having someone that was willing and able to communicate with them.
Exactly.
This section is
So,
very
yeah.
older, Victorian, very
Right, but a lot of people don't think of that particular cemetery. They're more concerned with the other cemetery, which does have the history of the soldier standing behind his gravestone.
Yes, yes.
Now, that's the one. Or the other cemetery. Urban legend. Or the other cemetery next to it, where there is this gigantic, hundreds and hundreds of year old tree that's said to be circled young witches in there. So there are
I've seen the Green River there, and someone else I know has seen the Green River there.
Yeah.
And in 2 episodes of New Bedford Paranormal back in the day, I took her back to the same place, and she and I both experienced the exact same things in 2 totally different eras and different times. We didn't know each other then and anything, and we went back, and that is true. Exactly. That's St. John Cemetery, guys, believe it or not.
Exactly.
Take your dogs for a walk in the cemetery. Dogs are so intuitive.
Ooh. Here we go.
Oh, this one they made a movie about.
Michelle, this is you.
All right.
All right, here we go. This is another.
You want me to go for it?
I want you to go for it.
It's funny because I wanted to move to Tennessee. Pigeon Forge, Tennessee is the home of Dolly Parton, but it's also the home of a really, really famous horror story called The Bell Witch.
Not the Blair Witch.
Yeah, not the Blair Witch. No.
Bell.
No, the Bell. Bell Witch.
Okay.
Okay. Essentially a real life horror movie that happened before people's eyes, okay? And it was later on made into many other different horror movies, but okay.
Okay.
The hauntings of one Tennessee family by some sort of spirit believed to be a witch ultimately attracted the attention and the subsequent visit by a soon-to-be president at that time, Andrew Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So the witch was obviously interested in President Andrew Jackson.
Right.
And while Jackson, who allegedly was spoken to by the witch, okay, got the heck out of Dodge, a cave near the site believed to be a portal for the witch remains a major tourist attraction still in Adams, Tennessee today. I mean, she scared the heck out of the president.
Huh.
He got out of Dodge. Whatever she said to him, and it scared the bejeebus out of the president.
Huh.
Okay?
So, where did this come from?
Well, probably hell, to be honest. Because they believe where this whole story of where this witch comes from is a very, very bad, dark beginning, okay? But more factually, though, the haunting of the Bell family began in 1817 after the father, John Bell, witnessed some sort of rabbit-headed dog in his field and tried to shoot it. Maybe a chupacabra, maybe a demonic dog. Right. Gosh, only knows, okay? But from that night on, the family experienced tappings on the doors, the windows, the sheets slowly being pulled off the beds.
Yep.
Then eventually they started hearing the voice of a woman named Kate, who was dead set on destroying the family.
Wow.
Guess who Kate was? In disguise, yes.
The witch.
Okay? After years and years and years of torment, John Bell died in 1820. 3 years after they moved in there, by the way.
Wow.
Okay? Which the family found a small vial of liquid near his deathbed. Kate the Bell Witch proudly proclaimed she gave John the poison that finished him off.
Wow.
And she's like, damn, you're like, what? Talk about it. What? Yeah, I poisoned him. I killed him. What?
I'm dead. You can't do
yeah,
nothing.
what are you going to do now? Yeah? 'Cause she was that kind of witch. But, this is another... This is one that I'm sure many horror movies started with this urban legend.
Yeah.
Which is now grown into so many other different things,
Well, thank you, Shauna. She's actually loving the scary stories, and we haven't really been following the chat room, so thank you, Stephanie, for answering questions.
Yes, thank you. We're all wrapped into our stories.
Yeah, literally in our costumes.
I know, I love it.
I'm really starting to dig this costume thing, except I gotta do more than just.
We gotta do more. Yeah, we gotta do more. I gotta do less.
Yeah. Well, maybe if we combine ourselves, we could.
We gotta like.
It's a lot of fun, though.
It is so much fun. Look, I'm wearing leather shorts.
Oh, they have leather shorts.
Leather shorts, guys. I never get to wear leather shorts, but Halloween. Come on. I always gotta find a costume that I can to wear my.
All right. Where do we go next?
Shorts. Where do we go next?
Oh.
Now I know this is what I'm waiting to happen, and I don't know why this has not happened yet.
Okay.
Is movies to be made about all the highway killings and all the murders and all those different things we had.
Aha. As far as I know, there is something
at the door.
Yeah, Sammy wants to come in. But there is somebody right now I know working on a documentary of the highway killings. I'm not sure whether or not the documentary is actually out yet. He's the same individual that did the Bridgewater Triangle. Right. So he produces the movies that gives you the opportunity to be able to make your own decisions based on the information he provides.
The evidence, and then obviously if you're in the area, it's places where you can actually visit yourself.
Exactly.
And make your own decisions, have your own investigations, have a little investigation party. My son missed all my stuff while he was in Hawaii, that the first thing he asked me on the airport on the way was, Mom, can I go on a ghost investigation?
No kidding.
Yeah, he goes, Mom, I missed it. I've missed you. Can we go? Can we go? Can you book me on a ghost investigation? So
welcome. He can come with us with Joe.
Oh, no, but you know what? But then my mom goes, well, why didn't you bring him on that? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Mom, that's not open to the public. That's still a very shh.
Yeah, it's still a very hush.
So I can't bring him to that. Hint.
Awesome.
Yes.
Hint.
Yep. Not open to the public yet. Hint. All the evidence and everything's being pulled together.
Yeah.
Hint. Nobody is allowed there yet. Still to this day.
Well, if you get with the rainy weather and everything else, maybe I'll actually have a chance to do that and take a break from all the packing. I've been packing nonstop. So now, my kids actually went to Hayden McFadden's school.
Ooh.
The elementary school down here.
Yes.
Okay, now, this is actually, do you guys believe in curses?
Of course I believe in curses.
Does anybody out there believe in curses?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I
do. If you do, put it out there. I believe in curses. Because I believe in curses.
We got thumbs up. They believe in curses.
That's right. This curse is for good and this curse is for bad.
Now, this curse came from Vermont. Okay. Vermont. All right. Now, this is the Hayden family curse.
Hayden McFadden, Hayden family.
Yeah, I know. It's really weird.
Ooh.
So, yeah, it just dawned on me that that's the school that they went to. Now,
my daughter would say, Hayden McFadden, perhaps haunted Hayden McFadden.
No, I was actually in it when they built the school and put it together.
Oh, so then it's good.
Yeah, my father did some stuff in there at night, and my mother had work, so we went with him.
Oh, all good.
So we had the run of the school.
Okay.
All
the kids listening, Hayden McFadden is all good.
Yeah, we're good.
All good and hood.
All good. All right. So, you know a curse is actually serious when it takes down an entire lineage and still manages to bother people after everyone else is dead.
That's a heck of a curse. That's somebody very powerful that got that curse.
Yes, that's you and your grandmother really pissed off.
Yeah, exactly.
Working together.
Yes. That's the 95-year-old's accumulation of power.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, William Hayden. Okay. He was a wealthy landowner in Albania? Albany, thank you. Albany, Vermont, in the early 1800s. But he never repaid his even wealthier mother-in-law for loaning him such major funds over years.
Never good. Never good. Borrowing money from family.
Okay, I think I know where this is coming. All right. After much complaining, she became mysteriously ill, accused William of poisoning her, and on her dying breath said, "The Hayden name shall die in the 3rd generation, and the last to bear the name shall die in poverty."
Wow.
Now, the Hayden family barely made it another 100 years after being plagued with financial catastrophe and illnesses.
Oh, wow.
Phantom music, mysterious lights, and other associated paranormal activity is said to haunt their entire state and Albany.
Oh my God.
Along with the ghost of the vengeful mother-in-law, too. She is really mad at this guy.
I would be mad if she's not a Portuguese mother-in-law. That guy's lucky. That's not a Portuguese mother-in-law.
I don't know.
She'd be like either deaf. He'd be like sleeping. Yeah, you sleeping yet? Yeah, wake up now.
What about an Irish mother-in-law?
Imagine.
Yeah, it's just
You're lucky that she was that. Telling you.
Now, where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it come
Oh
from?
my God, where did it
Let's find out. Now, in some versions, William Hayden was...
Oh, a Gatsby-esque party boy, like lavish. You thought he was what, like, the young Hugh Hefner of the day?
Oh, yeah. Who quite knowingly actually blew all of his mother-in-law's funds on lavish party and ornate decorations for his home. Okay. Building the family's local fame and infamy, yes, which probably just fooled the rumor mill.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
And when all the Haydens died, a wealthy Canadian family moved into the mansion and allegedly used the home to actually bootlegging and smuggling Chinese immigrants for slave labor. So yeah, even if the curse isn't real, the house itself still has some dark history.
Oh my gosh. If you'd like me to cleanse the house of your mother-in-law, just let me know.
That's a lot of dark history. A lot.
Dark history.
Hey, Marcy, how you doing, honey?
That is a dark.
Yeah. That's a lot of
dark
dark
history.
history.
A mad mother-in-law.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That's
we
bad.
don't mean mad like crazy. We mean
No.
like she's really ticked off.
Yeah, that's worse than just crazy mother-in-law.
Really
They're
ticked off.
Oh.
All right. Why is there a
picture?
picture of a bunny rabbit with a hatchet?
I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay, Virginia, this is you. You got to do this.
Oh, the Bunny Man.
You
You
got
never
to
heard
do
of the
this.
Bunny Man?
You got to do this.
Guys, has anybody heard about the Bunny Man?
Yeah.
This is like a down south type thing.
Okay.
Okay, where the Bunny Man, they made so many horror movies out of this. I know some of them.
I've never seen a horror movie with the guy in
With
the
the Bunny
suit.
Man bridge? No, it's
No.
not a suit.
Okay, it's not a guy in a bunny suit. So
No.
it's an actual little
Well,
bunny that
He
carries
wears
a
a
bar.
white suit with like the head part with the ears.
Okay.
But he doesn't literally like hop like the Easter Bunny, like run
Oh,
around.
I've never seen a horror movie like that.
Oh, but there is.
Okay.
There is many.
So tell me
Which
about
makes the
this.
bunnies very scary, I guess, for some people's PTSD stuff. So why it's creepy, okay?
Okay.
Well, that and the fact that it's like fun to repeat at campfires.
Okay.
You know, the Bunny Man.
Okay, so this is a good campfire
Yeah,
story.
it's a really good
Hence
campfire
the
story.
background.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. But the real sightings are beyond the legend. Okay. And some will get nightmares. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Go. I'm ready.
In 1970, okay, there were numerous police reports from people who had been threatened by a man holding an axe, wearing a white suit with bunny ears, like a white suit, like a suit of the day
Oh.
suit. Yeah, not an actual white buddy suit like that.
Okay.
Okay. So a few individuals actually reported that the man in the suit actually threw the axe at them for trespassing that certain bridge. So to this day, there's been many sightings of dead rabbits appearing in the woods surrounding that bridge. The Fairfax Bridge in Virginia, which now is now known as the Bunnyman Bridge, as well as the white figure that appears late at night underneath the bridge. Now, I know this because of another story I heard about the Bunnyman. I'll go on from telling you where the legend came from after this.
Okay.
But I also heard, like, the, Bloody Mary thing, that if you go to the bridge and you say the Bunnyman, like 3 times and turn around 3 times, that he'll appear to you kind of thing. It's even evolved to that type of thing.
Dizzy after turning around 3 times.
We don't have to, but I guess other people do. You know what I mean? But people literally believe that's how it evolved, where they started to believe that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
so
legend says that in 1904, a group of convicts were piled into a bus to be transported to some asylum in Clifton, Virginia. It was like a nearby prison.
That would be the white.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, en route, the bus crashes. Okay? So, obviously, a bus crashes, you're a convict, what are you going to do?
Escape.
You escape, right? I'm going to take a chance to escape, okay? Well, the police were able to round up all but one of the convicts.
Aha!
Okay?
Okay.
But as their search continued, they began to find skinned, half-eaten bunnies in the woods.
So he was hungry. Were they cooked or uncooked?
They must have been uncooked.
Oh, jeez.
And they were hanging from the overpass of Fairfax Bridge in Virginia, now known as the Bunnyman Bridge. Okay?
Okay.
A year later, on Halloween night, okay? Which is what it is, okay? And kids still do this till this day because of it's an urban legend. They go to the Fairfax Bridge in Virginia and they do this, okay?
What do they do?
They hang out under the bridge.
Okay.
Come morning, now this has happened in the past where a group of teenagers went to hang out on Halloween night.
Yeah.
Okay, they went to hang out on the bridge. Come morning, they were all found dead. Each and every single one of them was found dead. It's said that if you hang out under the bridge on Halloween night,
wow,
you will meet the same fate as the rabbits and the teenagers.
Wow.
And other than Halloween,
you know,
you can bunny man. And
when you have on like all this makeup to make yourself look silly and you get itchy.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like I'm gonna end up with all these colors on my face.
See, he was a serial killer. Stephen Morgan was talking about that in the chat room about he's a serial killer that he would go on at, and kills people. And I've seen many movies have been made about the whole Bunny Man.
We haven't. Do we go by T for Texas? Because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, I know that
was based on a true story.
So T is going to be
up higher. Yeah.
So let's see what they have. Texas.
Oh, that's for the Children of the Corn story.
Yes. Okay. So for Texas,
I hate that movie. It's so like creepy weird.
I really didn't know that the Children of the Corn or the Black-Eyed Children was actually based on something from Tennessee. I didn't know anything about this. So, in Texas, the Black-Eyed Children.
It's true, guys! Again, another thing
I didn't know. Yep.
Yes!
Scary movies constantly have people fearing the old country back roads and abandoned homes.
Yeah.
And kids popping out of the cornfield. But the Black-Eyed Children are known and have been seen wandering around totally normal, non-threatening locals like Walmart parking lot and Sonic drive-ins.
You imagine seeing the Children of the Corn at Walmart or at Sonic? Like people literally in this area of Texas are seeing Children of the Corn.
Yeah, but see, the thing is if it happened around here, we would honestly just think it was a new fad for the teenagers.
We'd be like, "Yo, you have a home? You want to move in with me?"
That's Michelle.
Poor little Children of the Corn. I'll get you some dead things you can eat later. Come on in.
Yeah, around here it's like, hey, cool outfit. And she probably continue to walk. So, now, and the worst, they're rumored to put their victims in a tight situation by starting out asking for something totally unexpected, like a ride home or some penny cash. So, Michelle, you'd be dead.
I'd be dead and happy.
She'd be dead.
Because here they are asking for a ride
Okay.
home. They want, oh, do you have any change?
Yep.
You know, you think they're cute kids. Maybe they lost here at Walmart. You know, maybe they, you know what I think in a situation like that, if I came across one of these children of the poor in Walmart, I think their parents got picked up for shoplifting in Walmart. And these kids ran away and had no way of getting home and they were asking for change. That's what I would think if I saw them at Walmart.
Yeah.
If I saw them at Sonic, I'd make sure I fed them first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Where do you think it came from?
The truth. The truth.
All right. Now, the first documented case of the black-eyed children actually came in 1996 from a reporter, Brian Bethel.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Who had pulled his car into a parking lot at an...
Oh, like a drive-in movie theater,
Yeah.
I think. Abilene movie theater, and he wanted to use the light, you know, the big shiny lights
Yep.
they had there at the drive-in to write something.
Okay.
Check.
Now, well, filling out a check, two young kids who Bledsoe claims were between 9 and 12 approached his car, knocked on the window, and asked him for a ride home to grab cash and to come back to the movie. The children, who were totally unnerved, yeah. They unnerved him and claimed that they didn't have a gun. Weird, right? Yep. Well, around here it would be. Now, before making contact and revealing their coal black eyes that Bethel later described as the sort of eyes one sees these days on aliens or bargain basement vampires on late night television. That was bargain basement. Yeah, that was a
You
good
know, but I
one.
mean, they're at Walmart, so it makes sense. Bargain basement, maybe
Yeah.
Macy's bargain, finding sale.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, can I have you driving me home Friday, Monday for a movie?
I know.
Like, what do you
Oh
say
my
to
God.
these two kids?
I don't know. That's just really strange.
Right? Think
Really
about the next
strange.
time you go to a cornfield. Where these the whole
But
big
it really
cornfield
didn't
things happen.
It originated in. It originated. You know, there's a delay here, so it's like the things Michelle does, we get to watch after, and then we end up. Sometimes we'll laugh at ourselves. Oh my God! Oh,
The Mothman!
oh! I love that movie.
Okay.
And I know it's based on reality.
What movie?
The Mothman prophecies.
But you know which came before the Mothman prophecies?
No.
The movie with what's his name?
I don't know. What's his name?
Oh my god!
His name is Oh My God?
No. It's got
It's no.
Jamie Foster.
Jamie who?
Hannibal. That movie with Silence of the Lambs.
Okay,
And
Silence of
Hannibal.
the Lambs.
Okay. Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal actually was prior to this, and supposedly later on, the Mothman was a copycat of Hannibal Lecter's murder. So just you know that. Think about that.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm useless.
Okay.
Useless paranormal scary movie.
Now in West Virginia, the Mothman.
The Mothman.
The Mothman.
If you notice in the Silence of the Lambs movies, you know how the windows keep showing moths,
Yes.
and then pinning moths, and then going to ask about questions about. You see the symbol of the moth quite a bit in that movie, Silence of the Lambs. Okay, and Hector. Yeah. So if you guys go back now during this season, go watch Silence of the Lambs. You're gonna know, why is there so many moths in this movie? This is why.
Yeah. Didn't really watch that.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
For those that have, yeah.
Now, the Mothman was introduced to West Virginia in 1966 with the best newspaper headline ever. Ever. Awesome. Okay. Couple sees man size bird creature something.
No,
That was okay.
That was a headline.
All
They
right.
didn't know what to say. So
All
that was a
right.
headline. They're from Virginia, West Virginia.
Okay. Well, we might have fans in West Virginia.
We do.
You know, that'd be something one of my relatives would say.
I'm just thinking it could be related to my ex-husband.
Yeah, that okay.
Yeah.
Could be that too. All right. Now, from here, residents all over West Virginia reported seeing the wicked, human-like red-eyed creature around the state, unsure if it was a demon, an alien, or a generic experiment gone wrong. Even as recently as 2016, Mothman sightings have made news.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like the real news.
The actual news.
Like CNN.
Yes.
You know, like all those big name news. It's the real news. Okay?
Okay, so now,
Mm-hmm.
tell me, where did it come from?
See, again, it comes from an actual, real, original incident that happened. And it's become such an epic thing that it's like, there's even got festivals come from, okay? The myth dates back to the initial newspaper piece.
Okay.
The couple spotting they don't know what it is, man-sized bird, creature, something,
Yeah,
okay?
right.
But it's been, lately, it's like it's grown in pop culture.
Exactly.
That's why I had that horror novel, then the Richard Gere movie that about the Mothman.
Yep.
And it actually happened in Point Pleasant, okay? West Virginia.
Right.
So if you guys are anywhere near that, Point Pleasant, West Virginia is where the original incident was recorded, where the original sighting of the Mothman occurred.
Exactly.
Okay? There's a Mothman museum, there's a Mothman festival, and there's a sizable statue of the Mothman that dates back to the original description of the first couple that actually saw.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's definitely become, they took a bad and made a good out of it, obviously, but that's another one.
Do you realize that we only have 6 minutes left?
Are you kidding me? I was going to cast a spell for our people today! I was going to call the powers of the moon down and cast spells tonight.
We just got so lost
And
in
give
this.
readings. Well, watch for me later on. I might be on Facebook Live.
Why not?
Why not?
Why?
Making them, huh? I did
bring my
suitcase of goodies with me.
Well, I you know what? I think the next show that we'll do, Michelle and I think we're going to get into some of the witchcraft things. Michelle's actually going to get into her part of the witchcraft. I'm going to talk a little bit about swifting, exactly how to do that. And that's when if somebody either casts a spell or a curse or something that's negative on you, there's a way to actually take it and to put it into something you want. It's called swifting.
Yeah. It's
So-
like saying about the Ouija board in the beginning of the show about how the quartz absorbs the energy of
Exactly.
it.
This is a way for you to actually not absorb it, but to turn it into something else you want. So I think the
Yes.
next show we're going to do like you never know what you're going to get with
You know, I can
witchcraft,
actually,
though.
for the first time, maybe bring my actual Book of Shadows out for the
Oh,
first time.
maybe.
You know, I have a Book of Shadows, many chapters now. It's blue, and it's about maybe 6 of them now.
Yeah,
At this
but
point.
that's something you're only supposed to share with family.
My daughter she's already begun. She has had them for years now. She's begun, but you know, maybe I'll pull a colorful, like some fun stuff out of my Book of Shadows.
Yeah, I think anything that has to do with protection, guard,
Mhm.
especially because the veil's a thing.
This
And
is the
believe
time.
it or not, it's not specifically on Halloween. Because if you go back to the Celtic tradition, and when you're dealing with Samhain or Samhain,
Samhain.
depending on how you pronounce it,
Mhm.
what it is, it's the day to celebrate. It's many days of celebration that you're celebrating those that have passed over.
Yes.
And you honor them by setting a placemat for them. Their placemat is
Yes.
always in black.
Yeah.
Everything is in black. You set a place for them at the table.
Mhm.
And that's where part of the rumors actually came from the veil thing.
Yes.
Which it really does.
It really
because
does.
it was generations upon generations
Mhm.
of people actually contacting those that
Yes.
have passed over.
And it's in the Chinese culture, and all Asian cultures.
Yep.
They believe that it's in every culture.
What
pretty
about
much.
Portuguese?
Very much in the same family of all that.
Huh.
They all believe that. We believe that the Veil of Ins is the Day of the Dead. That's why there's all those different, like you have there, yeah.
Day of the
You
Dead.
know, we're not the only ones that celebrate, the Day of the Dead.
Yeah, the Day of
Because
the
that
Dead.
Day of the Dead is celebrated because that is the day that the veil is actually the thinnest.
Exactly, and that's the time that you can actually contact those that.
And we're having a full moon right right now.
Exactly.
Right now is a full moon.
So let's see. We have, how many minutes do we have left?
Let's see. I am not even sure.
We have 3 minutes left. Do you have time for a quick protection spell? Really quick. We have 3 minutes and 26 seconds. All right.
Okay, ready?
Get set, go.
What is dark be filled with light. Protect the fans of Awakening Unknown for the rest of their lives. As above, so below, so more to be. Boom. You got this. All it takes.
Yeah. Yep, that's literally. Here's another simple one. We got a couple of minutes. Literally, I'm having fun here. Okay, another simple one. Negative energy, go away. For in my presence, you cannot stay. Being be gone away as well. I cast you out. With this spell. Really simple.
Yep. And like the best one about friends too is marry me,
Marry Pot, and marry me again. Yep.
That's a spell because it helps to bring your friends back and
Yep.
forth and have good times and have good feelings and all that.
Exactly.
Guess what? That's a spell. Not just a sign to hang over your door. You know? Marry me, marry Pot, marry me.
Wow!
Surprise!
What do you know? Oh, wait.
I know, my very good familiar tonight. I think I might keep her. I was thinking about switching her with, one of the other cats, but I just keep her. I'll keep her. She might bite me.
Oh, shit.
But I hope.
I swore! You just swore! Oh my god. Alright.
But what are you guys doing on Halloween? There's nothing we got to tell you real quick. You guys voted for us to be zombie witches for Halloween. So the next time you will see us in costume possibly is as zombie witches is what you all voted for us to be.
She has to go get her cloak because she has mine on.
Yes. So we're going to be, I have an even better
that one's mine.
zombie witch.
90
Oh,
seconds.
90 seconds. We gotta go.
You keep watching for us because more fun entails. Halloween's the best time of the year.
Oh, heck yeah.
I am aware that I know a lot of useless, unknown horror.
You know what?
stuff.
I want you guys to stay tuned to Awakening the Unknown here on Facebook, and I'm going to open up an event page because you never know when we're going to be popping on.
No, I'm going to be popping on.
Yep.
I'm going to stop popping on doing readings. I want to start popping
Yep.
on and showing people very simple life spells.
Yep.
Even if, whether you believe it or not, everybody tells you write down, keep a
60
journal,
seconds.
write it,
60
put it away.
seconds.
This is the same way, and we
That's
teach you guys all
right.
how to do it. So it's going to come on. Keep watching for it.
Hey, don't forget, if you want to help out the network, don't forget to donate. There's a link right here on the page. You go to awakeningtheunknown.com. You can also hit a donation page there if you're interested in becoming a sponsor.
Yes.
Drop us a line at atunetwork@gmail.com.
You want to donate to the Scooby-Mobile
Oh, yeah, definitely.
and get your name
I
put
mean,
on
we got a
Scooby-Mobile?
chance to go to Ireland
Yes.
and
yes.
Scotland, and
Yes.
we can't go because we don't have the funds. Help us out here, peeps.
We're a baby network, and we're growing.
We're
very
growing.
fast.
But you know what? Peace out.
Peace out.
We love you.
Happy hauntings.
Meow. Bye.
You're such a good kitty cats.
Thank you for using
Oh,
Blog
I don't have
Talk
another show
Radio.
created yet.
Goodbye. 10 seconds.